Before Johnny Gaudreau became one of the absolute best hockey players in the world, he had to prove people wrong at every level. Listed at 5'9", 165 pounds now, he was even shorter and weighed only about 150 when he came into the NHL. Being one of the smaller players, if not the smallest player on nearly every team he's ever been on, the odds were clearly stacked against Johnny. And his own parents even told him when he was younger they would probably never make it to the NHL being the size that he is.
My husband would say, Jane, we have to talk him, we have to really let him know that he's not going to be an NHL player. You know, there's only a very small percentage. He's going to be small. We need to try to redirect him in another area.
Despite this being a reality, Johnny did not let it hold him back and would defy the odds at every level, dominating play and forcing people to recognize his talent and ability. After playing just 1 year of high school hockey in New Jersey, Johnny and his family decided it would be best for his hockey career to move him away from home and to have him start playing in the USHL, the top junior hockey league in the United States. So just after his 17th birthday, Johnny went to play for the Dubuque Fighting Saints in Iowa, a huge decision for the future of his hockey career. Gaudreau ended up having a fantastic season with Dubuque, scoring 36 goals and 36 assists for 72 points in 60 games, finishing 4th in league scoring. And he would then also help lead his team to a USHL Clark Cup championship. This stellar season in junior would lead to Gaudreau getting drafted in the 2011 entry draft, in the 4th round, 104th overall by the Calgary Flames. At the time, he was ranked 204th and didn't even watch the draft because he didn't think he would even get drafted. The next year, Johnny would go on to Boston College, where he would start a career that would end up becoming one of the best in college hockey history. Interestingly enough, Gaudreau was originally committed to a different New England university, Northeastern. He had made that commitment as just a 15-year-old, and in 2011, just before Johnny's freshman year, the Northeastern head coach left for an NHL job with the Maple Leafs, another assistant left for Harvard, and Gaudreau asked if the school would release him from his letter of intent. Northeastern would agree to comply, and then it came down to Boston College or Boston University for Johnny. The decision actually ended up coming down to his brother Matthew's pick. Matt, also a talented hockey player and Johnny's younger brother by about 15 months, had grown up loving BU, while Johnny had always liked BC and really liked what they did to help smaller players like Brian Giunta and Nathan Gerby get to the league. Despite leaning towards the Terriers, Matt ended up picking BC, and the Gaudreau brothers would end up being Eagles. In 2012, quite a lot was going on in the college sports world. In college football, Johnny Manziel had one of the best college seasons of all time for Texas A&M and became the first ever freshman to win the Heisman Trophy for the best player in college football. The fans would dub Johnny Manziel the nickname Johnny Football, which caught fire and spread around the sports world. Around the same time in college hockey, Johnny Gaudreau was lighting it up for Boston College as a freshman as well, ending the season with a point per game and helping lead his team to a national championship win with the Eagles.
Here's Gaudreau, he can move, Gaudreau, score!
Fans at BC would start the nickname Johnny Hockey, and the name has stuck with Gaudreau ever since. He would even get the nickname trademarked despite never really using it to profit off of his likeness very much. In that 2012 season, Gaudreau played with other future NHLers like Chris Kreider, Kevin Hayes, and Brian Dumoulin. His 44 points were the most out of all under-19 players that year. The next year, Johnny would have yet another great season, tallying 51 points in 35 games, good enough for the highest points per game in college hockey, and would be a finalist for the Hobey Baker. Unfortunately, the Eagles would suffer a first-round loss in the NCAA tournament, but Gaudreau would come back for a third season hungrier than ever. This year, Johnny's brother Matty would finally join the team, and despite having a limited role, getting in only 8 games as a freshman, it was what the Gaudreaus had always dreamed of. And in this season, Johnny would put together one of the most impressive college performances in the last 25 years. Johnny Hockey would end up with a ridiculous 36 goals and 44 assists for 80 points in his 40 games played, the highest single season total in the NCAA since the 2002-03 season when Peter Sejna had 82 points in 42 games for Colorado College. The only players who have come close to Johnny's 80-point mark in the 2013-14 season have been Kyle Connor and Jack Eichel, who each had 71-point campaigns in the 2015-16 and 2014-15 seasons respectively. Johnny was 15 points ahead of the next closest point getter, which was his own teammate Kevin Hayes, who had 65. And he was 23 points ahead of the third place guy Greg Carey, who had 57 points for St. Lawrence. Gaudreau would win the Hobey Baker for NCAA MVP by a landslide. Boston College would fall short of the national title yet again this year, but did get all the way to the Frozen Four. But one thing for certain is that Johnny Hockey's name was buzzing around the hockey world. Gaudreau would decide to leave BC after this season, and after accomplishing everything there was to accomplish in college hockey. He would make his NHL debut this same year and scored his first goal in his first game. The next year, he would put up 64 points in his rookie season and finish third in the Calder Trophy vote. Since then, Johnny has emerged as one of the best and most skilled players in the National Hockey League, averaging a point per game over his last 7 seasons, including a year where he had 99, helping lead his team to first place in the Western Conference and even finish 4th in the Hart Trophy vote. Gaudreau has been everything the Flames could have hoped for and more, and the fact that he never gave up on his dream, despite being one of the smallest players in the league, should be an inspiration to us all. He has plenty of time left in his career, currently at 28 years old, but likely one thing left he really wants to win: a Stanley Cup. And even if he never does win a Stanley Cup, people will always remember the legend of Johnny Hockey and the impact he had on the world of sports.